Hello, class. You're now in my remote classroom. You can see it right here. I've got my books to make you feel comfortable because these are the books you often would see in class. And I thought, bringing a piece of class from the school into my remote classroom would be great. You've got all this other stuff behind me. I got my little cactus, my little terrarium that my daughter is growing, a night helmet, whatever. Just random things. I even got a football back here, but you can't see it right now because I'm in the way. I even got my red glass. You guys know what it's filled with? Diet Pepsi, as always. Still delicious and still keeping Mr. Trussel going. So, anyways, while we're here, we're going to start taking a lot of quizzes and different activities here. Maybe even do the mobile Google Meets possibly here. Got to see if I can work that out. But what I want you to do, and I want you to think about, this is probably the easiest way, I guess, is what I want to say. This is the easiest way for you to take these quizzes when I do the videos for you, and you have to answer these questions, is I would just get a piece of paper out. I would number that paper. Today we're going to number it 1 through 6. Okay? So you're going to number that paper 1 through 6, and then when I ask the questions, go ahead and answer them. Okay? Just like we did last week, and then you'll submit them online in a blank document, and I'll give you a grade. Okay, so back to science. Science, we've been talking a lot about ecosystems and habitats and decomposers and producers and consumers and all of those different things. Well, they kind of all go together. We're going to talk a little bit about that more next week, but for this quiz right now, we're going to ask, my first question I'm going to ask you, question number 1 of this week's quiz for science. Question number 1 is, what is an ecosystem? So remember, you can go back and look at other things, research. You can look at some of your old papers. It might have that same question on there. That's a hint. It might be on one of your previous papers. What is an ecosystem is question number 1. Okay, question number 2. And this was in one of your previous assignments, but now I'm asking for examples. Give 3 examples of a biotic object in an ecosystem. 3 examples in a biotic object in an ecosystem. Next one, question number 3. Give 3 examples of an abiotic object in an ecosystem. That's an abiotic object. So the question number 2 was a biotic. Question number 3 is abiotic, and I need 3 examples of each of those. So in question number 3, 3 examples of an abiotic organism or object in an ecosystem. Question number 4. This is probably one of the easiest questions we have, and that is, what is a small ecosystem called? What is a small ecosystem called? Now, I'm going to tell you something. Next week, we're going to kind of create something, and maybe a small ecosystem habitat type of thing inside this container. This is a big used container of cheese balls. We ate a bunch of cheese balls. I don't know when. Super healthy, right? That's why I drink the Diet Pepsi. But anyways, so I cleaned this out real well, and we're going to create something in here, and I'll go over that next week. Hopefully, if it's warm out, that's when we really want to work on it. So trying to do something in this next week that will have to do with our ecosystems and our habitats. All right, so now for question number 5 and 6. Question number 5 and 6, I have a guest presenter. So that guest presenter will be up in just a second.
Good afternoon, Pathway 7th graders. This is Mr. Preston coming to you from Mr. Trussel's class. This past week, you were shown 2 examples on a video of habitat and niche. Otherwise, some people pronounce it niche. So I do have 2 questions regarding habitat and niche. On question number 5, what is my, Mr. Preston's, habitat while I'm at school? Question number 6, what is my, Mr. Preston's, niche while I'm at school? I look forward to seeing your answers. Have a great day and be safe.
All right, now you got to see Mr. Preston, Mr. Trussel in the same video, sort of, kind of. So I know your lives are complete, your day is wonderful, but we are done with the quiz, but I want to send you off with one thing, and that is kind of what we're going to do next week. Next week we're going to really talk about what the difference is and similarities and what we're talking about, how they relate, I guess, as a habitat and an ecosystem, how they kind of go together. And then we're going to explore some of the Earth's habitats and kind of get to know them a little bit better. And hopefully we'll watch some videos, take some quizzes, and then Thursday, Friday time we will do a project and a quiz again. So awesome job, guys. Doing wonderful on your homework. So many of you are doing a great job. I'm proud of you, and I will see you next week.